Hey there, welcome back to the Smart Start Recreational Therapy Insights YouTube channel by Smart CEUs Hub. This is week number 22, y'all, and we are diving on into social skills and team building activities today. So a lot of recreational therapists work in environments where this will be applicable, and I hope today you find some things that will be useful for your practice and maybe even contribute in the comment section below. On that note, if you guys have been watching these every single week, I've enjoyed putting these out. But what you could do to help us out doesn't cost you any money, just a simple click of a button, is click the like button underneath the video and hit that subscribe button. And this will actually start showing up on your feed every single week. It'll also help us, show up higher in Google search results, which is our goal. So thank you so much for doing that, and that helps us out as well. Whether you're helping kids develop their cooperation skills or helping adults develop their communication practice, these activities could be the spark that lights this social transformation. So come on, guys, let's dive on in. So why do social skills matter in recreational therapy? Social connection isn't just a nice to have thing that we have in our lives, right? Social connection is a must have. Okay, it's essential for mental, emotional, and even physical health. Loneliness and poor social skills have been linked to increased anxiety and depression, poorer health outcomes, reduced independence and community integration. In RT, we target skills like initiating and maintaining conversations, learning how to effectively communicate assertively versus passively or aggressively, cooperating in group tasks, and interpreting social cues, managing conflict and emotional regulation. Team building activities give a structured, low-pressure way to develop these skills. All right, let's talk about practical application now. So team building isn't just ropes courses or trust falls, right? Those are cool tools to have, but not every facility has their own ropes course, for instance. A lot of times we're working in clinical settings or in community settings, and we're just working with a group of people. So things that we could do in those settings that actually incorporate these skills that we're trying to teach them. Cooperative games such as parachute activities, human knot, group puzzles. There's this one that's called the Blind Maze that I saw recently at the Midwest Symposium for Therapeutic Recreation. And Dr. Michael McNicholas, yes, I just said that right, Director of Special Recreation Services at Soterma Star Services, he actually has this really cool thing where everybody gets put into a line. They're not given many instructions. There's this outline with duct tape on the ground, and there's these squares, and your goal is to try to figure out your way from one side of the maze, the blind maze, to the other. And you're given very little instructions, and then if you do something wrong, he blows a whistle. You can't talk unless you're like the second person in line. It's really fun, but check out his stuff if you want to learn more about that. He can be contacted. I'll make sure I'll put his email address in the comment section below. But yeah, shout out to Dr. McNicholas. So there's that. Problem solving challenges. Okay, so that could be one, blind maze, but also build a bridge with limited supplies. Develop. So I did this one called the MacGyver challenge at a place I used to work at, where it's kind of like what we did in high school with keep making sure the egg, when it falls down, it doesn't break, right? And it was supposed to symbolize, what are you going to do when you hit rock bottom? Are you going to have the support system in place to make sure that you don't break? And so we get some random supplies, and they would have to build a parachute or mechanism to protect their egg so that when it hit the ground, it didn't break. Icebreakers and trust exercises. Okay, so 2 truths, a lie, blindfolded navigation. There is a game called the Ungame, which it's called the Ungame because there's not really a winner in this case. But in this, when you roll, and you answer something, that's going to be some deeper questions that spark even deeper questions. And those can be some, building trust with, like, okay, how much are they willing to talk about at this point? And then get deeper into the harder, non-icebreaker type questions. It's really a great tool, the end game. Okay, so social role play and storytelling, those are also really cool group activities you can do. I did a game show that was called the Mental Health Jeopardy. And basically, what we do is we put people in groups, and we would ask them questions, and if they won, they got candy. There would have to be a guaranteed speaker for the group that would be the one that takes all the answers and kind of comes up and does that. And we would work on teamwork. We'd work on cooperation. We work on groupthink, all those types of things. So it was really fun. All right, so these activities can be adapted to match each group's goals, okay, and their ability levels. Pro tip: always debrief afterwards. So make sure that they understand what it is that they learned. Brief the session, let them know what they're going to learn, and then at the end of the session, debrief so that it reinforces in their head why they actually did what they did. So that's a very important step as a recreational therapy intervention. All right, so adapting for diverse needs. Okay, so not every client communicates or socializes the same way, right? You might have clients who are on the autism spectrum and might have difficulty communicating. You might have clients that have a speech issue. When adapting clients with developmental disabilities, trauma, or mental health challenges, these are the things you need to keep in mind. Okay, keep group sizes small if needed. I mean, it could be just one or two people, maybe two people to be a group, one to be individual, right? Use clear instructions and visual supports. Okay, very, very clear, very, very to the point. Pre-teach social scripts and expectations, right? That could be through like a handheld game. For someone who has autism, a lot of times if they're looking through a screen, it's easier for them to pay attention for some reason. I don't know why that is, but it's able, like a lot of times they're able to, you know, communicate via a screen because it's not like direct eye contact with another human. But then that can be a bridge to eventually start doing that with, somebody who's live and in front of them. Set a safe, non-judgmental tone so that people know that, it's not about performance. It's about being real, and we're all here to work on something together, and we've got stuff to work on too. Okay, reinforce positive behaviors and give specific praise. Let them know exactly what they're doing right. That really helps, so they can have that reinforced. It's also okay if not everyone participates in the sessions in the same way even. Watch for quiet engagement and meet people where they are. So somebody who is usually all the way social isolated and they don't really like interacting with people, and them just being there, maybe paying attention is a goal that could be for that client, because that might be the level they're at. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, goals and outcomes. So as with all RT interventions, social skills work should be tied to clear goals. Like, client will initiate a conversation with at least one person per group session. Okay, that could be a SMART goal. So it's measurable, it's timely, it's given very specific behavior, and you can measure that. Okay, and that could be just a small goal on the way to a bigger goal. Okay, another one could be client will demonstrate active listening by making 2 on-topic comments. That shows that they're actually paying attention and they are engaged in what is going on. So you can track outcomes through observation, self-report, peer feedback, and be consistent and celebrate the progress along the way, because they're going to need that encouragement. You want to help them get to those goals, and as they start achieving those goals, it kind of gives you that sense of joy in yourself. I helped this person, so keep doing that. All right, now moving on to the wrap-ups and takeaways for this session, guys. So let's wrap it up. Social skills and team building are core components of functional independence, right? That's what you're going to be doing in everyday life. These are the things that we need to be working on. And whether or not you think you have great social skills, some people are more self-aware than others, right? There's something to be learned for everyone. RT offers a playful, supportive way to build communication, empathy, and cooperation. Activities should be goal-driven, okay? So there has to be that goal, right? Because it's recreational therapy, not just recreation. And it can be inclusive and always followed by a debriefing or reflection. Thanks for joining me for week number 22. Please, I'm interested in hearing from you. In the comment section below, please tell us about a group activity that you have done to work on social skills in your practice. How did it go? What things should we be aware of as recreational therapists? How can we apply this to our practice? Those types of things. I think that would be a really helpful thing for people to learn more about and add to their RT tool belts. Okay, so I'd love to just hear from it. And next week, we're going to be moving on to 23, right? And we're going to be talking about assistive technology and recreational therapy. Okay, so we'll explore tools like adaptive gaming devices, voice output software, even virtual reality to support client success. Tech meets therapy right where the client is. You don't want to miss it, guys. All right, as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this channel. Please like and subscribe, and happy Monday. I hope you have a great week, and as always, recreational therapists, stay classy.